Actually, the issue at stake is patriotism. You must return to your world and put an end to the commies. All it takes are a few good men.
What? That nonsense is centuries behind us.
But you can't deny that you're still a dangerous, savage child race.
Most certainly I deny it. I agree we still were when humans wore costumes like that 400 years ago.
Which time you slaughtered millions in silly arguments about how to divide the resources of your little world. And 400 years before that, you were murdering each other in quarrels over tribal god images. Since then, there are no indications that humans will ever change.
But even when we wore costumes like that, we'd already started to make rapid progress.
Oh yeah? You want to review your rapid progress? Rapid progress? To where humans learn to control their military with drugs?
Sir, Sigley reports Lieutenant Torres' condition is better.
Oh, concern for one's fellow comrade. How touching. Oh, better. And later, on finally reaching deep space, humans, of course, found enemies to fight out there, too. And to broaden those struggles, you again found allies for still more murdering. The same old story all over again.
No. The same old story is the one we're meeting now. Self-righteous life forms who are eager not to learn, but to prosecute, to judge anything they don't understand or can't tolerate.
The Army started planning this long in advance because what we believe is this will continue the strength in recruiting and retention that we have as young Americans across the country get to see all of the amazing things that the Army has done, whether it's helping with floods in North Carolina or wildfires in California, or we talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedoms that are that make our nation so great. We think this is going to be an incredible opportunity for the Army to fill up our pipeline for the years to come. And I find it offensive that anybody is challenging that.
Right.
I expected my tenants to take better care of my property.
Audra, most powerful one. I am Jared, leader of Ventax 2. I take responsibility for all that displeases you. Please, do not punish my people.
Punish? Who said anything about punishing? I merely expect your end of our contract to be upheld.
Thank you, Audra.
And don't talk like some ancient prophet around me with these and thous and most powerful ones. It was appealing for a few centuries, but I bore easily. And stop cowering when I want you on your knees, I'll let you know. Now, the first thing we'll need is an accounting of all you've been accumulating for me. This form will provide guidelines for a full census of the population, with emphasis on productivity and economic forecasts.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us?
Different categories, as you said. So one of them was airborne clutter, another was natural phenomenon, another was foreign adversaries, a fourth one was related to sort of U.S. government or industry developmental programs, and then the fifth one was other. And that basically indicated that we were pretty sure we weren't going to be able to characterize every single one of these reports in the various categories that we'd identified because, frankly, we were not able to understand everything about it. And
When it comes to aliens, there's some things I just can't tell you on air. But what is true, and I'm actually being serious here, is that there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain how they moved, their trajectory. They did not have an easily explainable pattern.
a large portion of that is based on the fact that we don't have a consistent way of reporting this information. We need to integrate, frankly, a lot of data that we get. We need to get better at collecting information that's useful to us from different sensors that are available to us, and we have to deepen our analysis in these areas. And that's something that, frankly, probably also doesn't surprise you in the sense that that's how we typically approach our intelligence work. And the main issues that Congress and others have been concerned about are basically safety of flight concerns and counterintelligence issues. But of course, there's always the question of, is there something else that we simply do not understand that might come extraterrestrially?
A Prior has been dispatched to the place from whence you come.
Really? You can do that. I thought we were in another galaxy.
It is the will of the Ori that we should spread origin to all those blessed by their creation.
Okay, well, I think you should understand that there are many different kinds of people in the place from whence I come. People who believe in many different things.
They shall find the path to enlightenment.
Right. Well, I think you should also understand that they may not see your way as the only way.
The power and the greatness of the Ori cannot be denied. Those who reject the path to enlightenment must be destroyed.
Right. I was afraid of that.
The Book of Origin says, those who seek the path to enlightenment must not be led astray.
Right. You see, that can be interpreted a number of different ways. I think maybe I know what the Ori are, who they are. And I'm not denying they are very powerful beings, but if I'm right, they're not gods. They're like the ascended beings I know. They simply have a greater understanding of the knowledge of the universe.
What is a god but a being that is worshipped by those beneath? His great knowledge, power, understanding, not enough for you to revere the Ori.
Respect, yes, certainly, but that doesn't mean I would murder innocent people in their name. I guess what I'm trying to understand is whether the Ori have spoken to you directly and told you to worship them, or whether you've misinterpreted some evidence you found along the way and developed this religion on your own. I can't speak for everyone in my galaxy, but in my own humble opinion, I don't believe that any individual or society can achieve enlightenment through fear-mongering and forced servitude, no matter what power is presented as evidence. And that's something the ascended beings I know very clearly seem to understand. Don't get me wrong, I mean, we should all be trying to better ourselves. I mean, if ascension really is the ultimate end we're trying to achieve, then so be it, but we should all be allowed to get there or not of our own free will. You can kill me for saying that, but that is what I believe in. Nothing you say or do will ever change my mind.
Come. The Ori hear you.
We do not require blind faith. Only that you believe what you see and know to be true.
Would you believe me if I told you that I could steal her powers and perform the same magic acts as she does?
I'm sorry, Captain Picard, but you are not Ardra.
No, that's true. I'm not Ardra. But I can create tremors, just as she did.
Objection, Your Honor.
Ardra, will you do the honors and stop the tremors?
Of course.
Something the matter?
I like the tremors.
Well, I don't. You recognize the same old bag of tricks?
Your Honor, under the circumstances, I believe it is only fair that I release the Ventaxians from their obligation, and I will just be on my way.
And you instruct these people to worship you.
We are their creators. All who follow the path will join us in enlightenment. Those who abandon the path are evil.